Hey everybody, welcome back to TarHeelIllustrated.com. And if you were watching us on our YouTube channel that is called Tar Heel Illustrated, I am THI publisher Andrew Jones, and you guys know the name. You've heard about Andy Luedecke and My Perfect Franchise. He has been a proud sponsor of ours for the last year and a half, and we really enjoy having him on board. As Jacob always tells you guys on our podcast, he's a huge college football fan and Mac Brown fan. You can see the Vince Young jersey in the background on the video here. But Andy is the owner of My Perfect Franchise, and we kind of thought it would be a really good idea to bring him on and have him tell you what he can do for you in case you happen to be looking for a change, maybe take more control of your professional life. So Andy, welcome to your first ever appearance on THI, and tell everybody what it is that you're doing in the background, how you got into it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Hopefully this doesn't bore everyone out there because it's not non-football basketball talk. But, I got into this business of franchise consulting because I wanted to change my life a long time ago. And I was in corporate America. I was working a lot. I was working for a Belgian-based company that had the U.S. headquarters in Atlanta, and I was running that operation. And had global responsibility. So I was traveling all over the place. I just had my second child, and my first child was 19 months old. So I had a 19-month-old and a newborn. And it just really kind of hit me at the time. I wasn't ever around to be a parent or a father or a husband, excuse me. And so that's when I was like, I got to make a change. And I didn't know what that change was going to be. So I started playing around online. I saw a banner ad about franchise opportunities. I didn't know much about franchising. I knew about Burger King. I knew about McDonald's. I knew those were franchises. I wasn't interested in owning a fast food restaurant, but I clicked on that button. I filled out a form, and then my phone began to ring with a lot of different franchises calling me, and I was just overwhelmed, really. At that same time as all these franchises were calling me, this one franchise consultant called me, and he said he was going to match me up with a business based on my skill sets, based on the business characteristics I was interested in, based on the money I had to invest. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to follow this path. And I went down that path with him, and he matched me up with a few different businesses. One of them was a non-medical home care franchise called Synergy Home Care. And it just really checked the boxes for me. I had been a pharmaceutical rep early in my career. My wife was a nurse practitioner. We had hospice in the home for my mom. So I saw the need. It really kind of hit at my heartstrings, and it felt like the right opportunity. So I bought Synergy Home Care about 12 years ago as my first franchise. When I bought that, I bought a regional developer license, which is kind of like a master franchise, and something we can talk about at a later date maybe. But I bought this master franchise and had my own franchise. And that was about 12 years ago. Since then, I've sold my regional developer license or master franchise license to private equity, or actually Synergy sold to private equity, and then they bought me out there. And when that happened about 6 years ago, it freed up a lot of my time. And that's when I became a franchise consultant to help others find businesses that kind of fit their DNA. And now I've got a really deep understanding of the franchise world, as well as I use a lot of my experiences of owning businesses. And I've had a lot of successes, and I've had a failure. So, I've opened a weight loss franchise that didn't go well. After I sold that back to corporate, I bought a dumpster company. I own a dumpster company with about 340 30-yard dumpsters and 6 Mack trucks. We've got a porta potty company. Dumpster company is called Big Red, by the way, rentbigred.com. And then a porta potty company called Redheads. And we have a trash smashing company. And now we just opened Big Red Gutter Company a few weeks ago. I still have Synergy Home Care. I've got about 85 employees there. And really, like I said, I use all those experiences now to help people go through the process of evaluating businesses for themselves.
So when people go to you, what are they looking for? What different kinds of businesses are they leaving? Careers are they leaving? And what specifically do people usually want?
I shouldn't say everybody's different, but obviously everybody is different. But you've got people that are coming to me that are in corporate America or not loving their job, whatever it is, and wanting to find a franchise to replace their income and improve their quality of life. So we've got that type of person. I've got a lot of people that come to me that want to diversify because they own a few other businesses, and they want another franchise to be as another side hustle and operate what we call semi-absentee or part-time. I've got people that call me just to learn more about what the costs of getting to a franchise are, how to fund it, and what the evaluation process looks like, just to learn more so they can kind of set some goals for themselves. So I work with all types of different entrepreneurs, but there are businesses really that kind of fit anybody's kind of DNA out there. Obviously, you got to financially qualify for the different franchises out there. But there are businesses that are for those that want to be full-time or need the quote unquote side hustle.
Well, and that's the thing. There are people that want to do, like you just said, they want to do something full-time, they want to do something on the side. So there's a wide range to what people can get by coming to you and what they're looking for, whatever fulfills whatever need that they have. What are some of those examples of the range that people are looking for?
Well, I kind of divided up when we're talking about different kind of business models out there. I look at there's service-based businesses. And when I think service-based businesses, I really think, especially when we're about to go into recession, is what you can do to a home improvement type of things, painting, roofing, flooring, insulation, gutters like I've got, garage doors, blinds, window washing, plumbing, the list goes on, lighting. Those service-based businesses are kind of commodity services. Everybody needs them in their home. And what franchises do is they bring a more in-depth, more robust business model, technology, and maybe a little bit of a better mousetrap to the table to add value-added differentiators to the sales process and the customer experience. So those are service-based business. And then on the other side, there's what I call brick and mortar franchises. And by the way, service-based businesses typically, well, all of them can be run owner-operator. They love to have owner-operators, meaning full-time franchisees from day one, but a lot of them also allow for what we call semi-absentee, or you manage the manager and it can be a part-time deal for you. When we talk about brick and mortar businesses, those are the things you see in a strip mall. And if you think about an Orange Theory Fitness, a Massage Envy, a Great Clips, a McDonald's, you go into any of those and you don't see the owner in there. The owner is managing the manager and working on building multiple units. So brick and mortar were built to be semi-absentee out of the gates. So those are really, when I think about franchise options, there's really two different when I've dissected: service versus brick and mortar.
So if somebody were to have an interest here and certainly want to find out how they might fit in or what are some of their details, they will call you. What will you do for them? How does that process go?
Man, that's a great question. So this franchise buying process or evaluation process is very unique. It's not like anything else I've seen really out there when you're buying a big ticket item. It's not ask Google, talk to your friends. No, it's very comprehensive. So it starts with an intro call where we talk a little bit about your background, my background, and then we get into what the process looks like on that intro call. And so the process, I'll just tell you exactly what it looks like for everybody is, after our intro call, if things sound like this is a good fit, then we schedule our consultation. And that's when I spend about an hour to an hour and a half doing a deep dive into your background, learning all about your skill sets, the business characteristics you're interested in, money you have to invest, time you have to invest. So I can go into matching you up with franchises by building a list of criteria off of that consultation and match you with stuff that's going to kind of fit your DNA. Then we'll have a matching call where really we talk about 4 franchises. I'll bring 4 to the table at one time. Any more than that will overwhelm you because of the process that you're about to go into with the franchisor. So we'll have a high-level discussion about the matches on that call. That's our starting point. I'll register you with those brands after that call. And then each of the franchisors will reach out to you to schedule their process. And it looks like this. And when I said comprehensive, this is the comprehensive part. So you'll have an intro call with them, followed up by a marketing call. And every franchisor has a different cadence here, but marketing call, an operations call, some leadership calls to get to know corporate vision, culture. Then you'll have a legal call to go over the franchise disclosure document. After that series of calls, you've learned enough about the business to speak with a level of education. And that's when they open up what I call the most important part of the process, and it's validation calls. And validation calls are when you talk to franchisees in that system and ask them whatever you want under the sun. And they're only important calls, or the most important calls, if you ask tough questions like, would you do it again? How quickly to break even? Net margin, net income. What did a day in the life of ownership look like for you day 1, day 90, today? What support, training, culture all about at the corporate office? Those are the things you're learning on those validation calls. And if you, after a series of those, a handful of those, if you heard what you've heard a lot of good things, the last step in the process, if you can kind of envision yourself in this business, is what they call discovery day or confirmation day. And you fly out to company headquarters, you meet the team from the CEO on down. They'll take you out to dinner, have some drinks, get to know you as a person. Other candidates are there at the finish line as well. And then the next day, they put on a series of presentations, really going over every aspect of the business with you again, really in hopes to answer any unanswered questions you may have, so you can leave Discovery Day and then make a decision in the next week to 2 weeks while they've reserved your territory for you. So that's process.
So let's say someone's watching this right now and they've seen your ads on our site in articles or on message boards or whatever, or listened to Jacob's promo during some of our videos. What's the first step? They call you, and that doesn't cost anything, just to call and have an intro conversation, correct?
Nothing will cost them working with me. I don't charge a dime ever. But yeah, we'll have an intro call. The way I get paid, just to be transparent, is I'm like a real estate agent. I get a commission if you buy a franchise out of the franchise fee. So it's a win-win. I'm going to help my candidates with a thorough investigation, and hopefully they find something that checks all the boxes in the end.
If you are interested, go ahead.
I said, if not, then there's no obligation. There's no money changing hands. There's no charge of anything.
If you're watching this and you're familiar with, yeah, absolutely. And you're familiar with what Andy's done and you've been interested, go ahead and give him a call. You can reach out. Information is in the video here. You can look at it in the video description. It's also on the video. We've got all that stuff for you as well. And of course, you can always find links to Andy's site on so many of the different things that we do at Tar Heel Illustrated. And by the way, Andy is a big Mac Brown fan, because Mac was a great coach. I always tell people, look at Texas football before Mac got there for 15 years before he got there, and look at it since he left. That kind of solidifies Mac's greatness.
It really, he was underappreciated the last couple of years of his career there. And maybe it was time for a change. I don't know. But gosh, after having Tom Herman and Charlie Strong, I think we got some Mac Brown-like qualities with Steve Sarkisian. Mac Brown is just the most loved guy in the building, and early on, people were like, he's so nice. Is it fake? It's not fake. He is an awesome, genuine guy. And when he was at Texas, he never forgot a name. That was his skill set. He knew if he met you once, he knew your life story and would say, "Hey, Andy, and how's your family doing?" Next time he saw you, just a real special guy.
There's no doubt about that. I've covered him for almost 4 years, and you nailed it. He is 100% genuine. And he's also got the 21st ranked team in the country right now as we're recording this, and they have a chance to have a special year. So Mac Brown at 71 can still coach, man.
Love them.
Yeah.
Do they got Sally's cookies over there by any chance? That was a big thing. We've
heard about that. Yeah, she's around a lot. He was telling us a story recently about having they had an open date, and he just sat on the couch watching games all day, and every once in a while Sally would bring him something to eat. So he was pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure those cookies were part of the deal. Hey, everybody, if you're interested, contact Andy. You can see he's a regular guy just like us. He'll be happy to help you out because what's good for you is good for him. So make sure you call Andy Luedecke at My Perfect Franchise if you're interested in something different or just take control of your career. That's one of the things a lot of people I hear about when they ask questions about Andy, because they hear us on our podcast or they see stuff on our site. They say, well, I just want something different. I want to be able to take control. And you can call Andy and maybe find something that allows you to do that. For Andy, I'm AJ. We appreciate you checking us out. Thank you.